College is about living and learning. From academics to friends, Greek life to campus ministries, experiencing life to the fullest. Chronicling the times of Northwestern State University, this is Demon Life.
Hi, I'm LaKimbria Williams, your host for this edition of Demon Life. Today we will be discussing what happens when campus housing goes into overflow. Our guest for today will be Ms. Nona Jordan, the leasing coordinator for Campus Living Villages, the company that provides housing for NSU students, and Ms. Jennifer Kelly, the Director of Auxiliary Services here at NSU. Thanks for joining me, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How y'all doing today?
Good.
Good.
Ms. Kelly, can you tell us what you do for housing in reference to leasing in Northwestern?
As the Director of Auxiliary Services, I'm in charge of the contract that maintains the housing for the university. So I am the liaison between the university and Campus Living Villages. They manage our housing, and basically I handle the contract. Anytime students have issues, don't seem to think that they get their issues addressed timely or whatever, then they will come to me for assistance with housing and other issues on campus.
And Ms. Nona, what exactly do you do when it comes down to housing?
I do the leasing for University Columns and University Place, which entails recruiting students, going out and recruiting students to live on campus, processing their leases, doing room assignments, and once they get assigned, handling some roommate conflicts.
So, I'm aware that this fall semester we ended up going into overflow, as well as when we did it last fall semester. How soon, Ms. Nona, did you get a chance to figure out that there was a possibility that we'd be going back into overflow for this semester?
Well, when you talk about overflow housing, there are several issues. While number-wise, you may have over the 1,298 bed spaces we have as far as leases, you don't actually know until after school starts, realistically, how many of those students are going to not show up on move-in day, how many of those students are going to decide to attend another university, how many of those students are not going to get their financial aid to be able to come. So in all actual number-wise, you don't really know till after school starts and after move-in date exactly how many students will be in overflow. Now, as far as number-wise, we get out leases this past year. We got them out February 1st, and probably by the end of May, the middle of June, we knew number-wise we were full, but there were students who had previous balances from the spring. There were students who had GPA issues and things of that nature that you don't really know if you're truly at capacity. So it's kind of a game you play with numbers. Yes, number-wise you're full, but in actuality, when you do no-shows and people with GPA issues who don't get their appeals handled, that can fluctuate daily.
So because of that, you're just always taking in new leases. You're never turning down any?
Right, because it's hard for you to come and say you, for example, do a lease the 1st of August and me be able to tell you, no, I don't have a room for you. Because as we move closer toward the beginning of school starting, yes, there could be beds available. That's why we provide overflow housing, because for some students, they wouldn't be able to attend college unless they had that outlet to live. So we make that an option for students. It's not required that they live in Vornado, but it is an option. If they get their lease in late, they could stay in Vornado.
And when you start to hear that there's a possibility that you're going to be going into overflow, what do you do? How do you come into it, Ms. Kelly?
Well, we work very closely with Campus Living Villages to contact students who have submitted their lease to make sure that they are coming, make sure that they have all of the information provided to the university. So we do courtesy calls as well as they do to those students to make sure that they're coming. We work very closely with who's being assigned to Vornado. We contact those students. This year, because of it being at a freshman connection, we were able to meet with the students and the parents. We set up in the band room over in the Kappa building and met directly with those students and say, at this point, we are full. We have as many leases as we do beds. However, we do have Vornado as an availability, and we can place you there Because we do have a lot of students who come to the university from far away, maybe New Orleans, Texas, and their parents are pretty insistent that they live on campus. They don't want them off campus. They want them on campus and being a part of the community. And so to do that and to experience that campus life, we give them that opportunity to live in Varnado, which lets them be a part of the university. And then once a bed or the no-shows and the students who would resign and let us know the week before school, as we find out that someone's not coming, then we start moving students who were on the Varnado list based on their application date, or their lease date. Then we start moving those students into University Place and University Columns based on their choice of where they wanted to live.
Okay, so I know for permanent type of living situations, we have University Place Phase 2, University Place Phase 1, as well as University Columns. So what exactly is Varnado?
Varnado is a traditional residence hall. And when I say traditional, it's has community bathrooms and community showers. So each floor and each wing, because you have males on one side and females on one side, in each wing, they each have their own bathroom and shower facility down the hall. So it's not located in their bedroom like it might be at University Place.
Ms. Nona, does the company Campus Living Villages also run Varnado Hall?
We run it in a sense. Northwestern handles all the maintenance and oversees the property, the physical building. Campus Living Villages staffs the facility with RAs and with desk workers, and we provide the programming in the residence hall.
So for students who may have come here but end up getting placed in Varnado first, is that typically where they'll end up staying until the end of semester, or are they able to normally move up and go back to University Place or whatever they filled out their lease for?
Well, originally we moved in approximately 130 students. We're down to about 60 students, which means 70 of those students actually moved over into University Place, University Columns, and maybe not what you would think. And most students have a reaction: "Oh, Varnado Hall is a traditional residence hall." But at this point, it's kind of hard to get some of those students to leave there. Once they get there, they really feel a part of it because it is close. They build close relationships with some of those people, and they really enjoy their experience there.
Considering the fact that they do end up enjoying it a lot more than they may have at first expected, is there a possibility that Varnado may actually be open just all year round and it'll become another permanent NSU housing figure again?
At this point, no. We have used Varnado strictly for overflow to accommodate those students, at the beginning of each semester. Typically, by the beginning of the spring semester, we are able to move those students who are assigned in Varnado over to University Place or University Columns based on their wishes. And then we close Varnado, which cuts back on maintenance requests, utilities, and those type things. And then we will utilize it again once the summer rolls around for summer camps and those type things.